Well, obviously, it was a crash course in foreign policy, right? I knew that I had a lot to learn, and I just did a huge deep dive and studied all of it. But the one thing I purposely didn't study were the do's and don'ts of the UN. I wanted to go in with fresh eyes. I wanted to go in and make it what I could, not knowing what I wasn't supposed to do. And so doing that, I can tell you, going into the UN every day, I felt like I had to put on body armor. I mean, you knew you were going to have a fight that day. You just didn't know which country you were fighting. But it was always a fight. But it was the proudest thing I've ever done, because to defend America and fight for her in a way that they all might have resented us, but they all wanted to be us. And they loved the fact that we were the moral authority. They really counted on us to lead when it came to how to handle a crisis, how to handle a situation. And so I can tell you that they're very bureaucratic. They're extremely wasteful. Anybody that looks at that big UN building, you think ambassadors are in there. That's all staff. They have doubled the amount of staff in the past 10 years, thousands of people. So we went in there saying, you know, I basically said, I have to show value to the people of the United States on why we're here. And so what we did was we started right-sizing. In the first year, we cut $1.3 billion worth of spending from the United Nations.
Yes.
We corrected the mission, all the peacekeeping missions they were doing. They had this to where they would send soldiers, but they didn't make sure they were trained. They didn't make sure they had equipment. So when they were supposed to be protecting the civilians, when the opponents or the terrorists would come, they were running the other way. So we armed them, we trained them, and then we planned an exit strategy for every one of them, because we didn't have that. And by doing that, we right-sized the peacekeeping missions.